Today we are talking about scaling your membership community. If you want to scale to 25k per month with your membership, but you're still below 3 to 10k per month, you're closer than you think, but you have to go through the MBS process that stands for match, bleeding, and scale. First step is match, and it's the keystone of your success with memberships. To give you an example on how important that is, in my music production academy, I've been selling one-time lifetime access to a bunch of tools and video courses. I made decent money, but then I got smart. I watched Russell Brunson talking about recurring revenue and how you don't have a real business if you don't have a recurring. So I've turned my bundle into something that's more community friendly and I've switched to 7-day free trial with a yearly only pricing at $230 per year. We had massive signups number, but most of the credit cards didn't went through after the trial. Then of course we had people started to reach out asking for monthly. So we've added a $29 per month monthly. I walk you through exactly how we scaled it up to 25k, just then to kill it to double to 50k by answering one question that I want you to answer as well. Does the subscription model actually match your market? What works always best is something that's critical to their life, like accounting software, project management tools, hosting, or something that makes them more ongoing money than what they pay you, something that's a part of their identity. So fitness communities, lifestyle transformations, or stuff like constant, new, fresh, necessary content like stock footage, samples for music producers, generative AI, etc. On the other side, subscription model will be very, very hard to grow when your offer is nice to have kind of education, project-based, like write a book, someday aspirational, or worst of all, someone can just download and go. The biggest reason it fails is because buying feels like doing the work, and people buy with emotion. They realize after a few weeks that they just don't have time for that now, so they cancel quickly, unless it's really high total addressable market and high value, like Netflix. It's nice to have and it's cheap. The price is out of this world, so you can just keep paying. Like Jared Falk from Drumeo, they're making multiple 8-figures selling music education for $29 a month. So the test here is actually very easy. If you're selling it right now at $50 times 4 months, let's say, which is average for anything that's not part of the list I just mentioned. We'll fix this in a second, but if nobody joins ever again, your LTV is $200. And the only question here is, which one will your market prefer? Pay $200 once and never pay again for a version of your product that you can sell for a lifetime, or sign up for a lower monthly price at $50 a month, but lose everything after they cancel. Both can work if you position the offer the right way. There's also this hybrid model that we'll talk about when pricing your membership. Lesson here is that community is just a vehicle for extracting money from the attention you got. Your job is find a vehicle that works best for your market. What I did in the end is I killed the subscription and changed to lifetime access that everyone wanted, but turned on a payment plan that gave people the low barrier to entry and kept my LTV high. Before we get to scaling, we now need to make sure that when you get customers, we keep them so they don't churn. If you don't know your churn, take people that canceled last month, divided by members you had at the beginning of that month, and multiply that by 100, that's your monthly churn percent. If it's 30%, it's bad. 20% is average. Anything above 10% is not ideal and it will be painful to grow, and anything under 10% is good and you can definitely scale that further. Why people churn? People churn only when the value dropped, and value is what they get divided by what it costs them. Not just price, it's also how hard it is and how long it takes to implement what you promise. Surely the price is one of the biggest and easiest levers you can change, but it's rarely the sole reason people leave. So this is exactly how we minimize people churning based on data. I'm not pulling anything up my ass, okay? First you build membership around their journey instead of your content. You make the outcome crystal clear, a measurable goal. Make it as close as possible to transformation, not we help people meditate. So take a piece of paper, write down on the left side how their world looks like right now. And on the right side, write how their future dream world looks like. What they think, feel, and do after you transform them. What else becomes possible? That's the real perceived value, and it will give you clarity for everything you write moving forward. Second, majority of people cancel because there's just too much content. They don't know where to start, or some way or the other end up feeling like it would be just better for them to level up first themselves and then join later. You must avoid it at all costs. It will break you if you don't. Not only your ideal clients will join, so create a roadmap so that people know exactly what steps they need to take first. Third, my favorite is onboarding activation. You get them a win in 48 hours, like a secret sauce hack they can apply immediately and feel like it's already worth it. What works really well is also an automated personal DM with some extra bonus tools to really over-deliver when they join. Also, always send some kind of accountability check-in after the first week so you make sure that they found everything they were looking for. There's always someone that doesn't even know what what they got, right? So you can list for them the perks again in this message. Masterclass CEO, the membership GOAT, he said that if a member didn't engage in the first days, there's a humongously higher chance they'll churn when the next payment comes. Fourth, there's a saying that people join for the product, but stay for the relationships. So we design as many relationship building features as possible. This can be asking people to share something about themselves, creating badges, unlocking perks after they write enough comments or posts. What works really well is like little challenges with perks as well. For me, this always was like a trivial thing to do, but people are actually engaged in this kind of stuff a lot. And a huge hack, whenever someone posts any kind of post, always reply ending with a question to keep the conversation going. Next thing, to minimize bleeding, is you use qualification. It goes like this: high qualifications required plus low price. The churn is usually the lowest because the community itself provides the value. When you have high qualifications and very high price, the churn is high unless you really provide some kind of service or support to keep people in. Majority of people don't have this authority to have some kind of qualifications, so they land in low qualification zone. And when you have low qualifications plus higher price, this is the worst for your churn. But if you can do high qualifications, you don't even need complex funnels because people just want to become a part of this high qualified community. And if you have free plus paid community combo, what works really well is having paid people talk about the paid stuff in the free groups. This creates this FOMO and shots up the upgrades to the paid group. Right? Once this stuff is generally dialed in, we talk about growth. I have for you 5 of the very best strategies to scale. The first one is amplifying your offer, and inside we have 3 tactics to do that. First only works if what you do is making their lives actually better. It's what we call the gift-led offer. Instead of, hey, join my membership, we do, I've got 3 gifts for you can keep forever, just if you try out this membership for a month to see if you like it. If each gift itself is more attractive than the membership, it's gonna completely crush it. In my content, I said, hey, by the way, I have 3 gifts for you when you try out our Academy membership. This is crucial because this lowers the barrier a lot and tells the person you're so confident in how good the membership is that you're willing to give them XYZ for free if they just try it out. Tactic 2 is, of course, the right pricing architecture. A ton of people either price too low because they're afraid nobody will buy, which attracts people that don't actually use it and makes it look low quality if you're not mainstream, if you don't have a huge audience already. If you're no one and price your membership at $19, nobody will even think it's good, right? But on the other hand, if price is too high, your traffic can get paralyzed by calculating in their minds how much it will cost them and nobody joins. Or some also present different tiers of pricing, but this is not gonna save you. The price you need to test. You first start at lower end of what people are willing to pay, increase it slowly by $10 to see how people react, see the churn. You can then ethically use this price increasing tomorrow. And instead of obsessing over which one gives you the highest conversion rate, you look at which one gives you the highest earnings per click. So conversions times price times how many months the person stays. Because the truth is, churn will not be the same at $70 and $17. So that in ideal world, you look at the highest lifetime customer value per click. There are people making hundreds of thousands per month with $10 memberships. So it is possible, it really depends on what you sell and who you sell it to. And how you talk about the price matters a lot as well. If you sell B2C, $29 a month sounds like a damage, right? But less than $1 a day sounds like nothing. Or in B2B, people like to go, if I could help you save just 2 hours per week, would that be worth it? Or help you get just 1 extra client per month. You can also combine everything into a hybrid core product. It's really freaking difficult to nail, but for instance, $500 one time for all of your one-time deliverables, and then $50 a month for ongoing stuff like community and calls. One YouTuber with 1 million subs made a launch price like this last month. It failed miserably. 100 people joined at $2K upfront plus $50 a month for the community. And the guy said it cost them $500,000 to produce the course. I'm really sorry for the guy, but this is what happens when you don't do it the right way. And then very important, we have annual versus monthly pricing. The rule is very simple. If your clients don't think they're going to want to be a member for a whole year, you're not gonna magically convince them with a better annual price. You'd have to convince them first on, hey, our clients see best results after month 8, to sell them on using it for a year before you can sell them on the fact it's cheaper to take it for a year. Annual actually hurts the business more than it helps. Monthly is more predictable. The whales like mobile networks or Spotify or Netflix don't even allow you to pay annual. What always works great is having monthly on the front end and one-click upsell them into an annual with some kind of bonus included. That way you can keep the easy ask of monthly on the front end and they don't have to decide whichever they want, but offer a better annual price for anyone that would be interested emotionally while buying. Even with a good offer, good pricing and all that, the problem is that people tell themselves, I will join later. And they never do, right? Because life just gets in the way. So we need to drive up the urgency by, price increases or limited spots or limited bonuses, but it's never going to be as powerful as the second strategy, closed door model, which has its place, but it's not a good idea for every niche. I see people copying it because it's just guru said that, oh, it works. In practice, you're just not letting anyone in your membership and open it 4 times a year for our week. You work with people in cohorts like this. Of course, still do content to warm up people for the next cohort and do it again next quarter. It works great for markets when emotion and momentum is everything, like dating, money-making skills, or creator and other painkiller or literal transformation offers. And for at least $2,000 per cohort, not $50 a month hobby mass market memberships where you provide on-demand support, okay? Don't mindlessly copy what people do. This relies heavily on webinars, live workshops, and more operational complexity, but doesn't matter if you choose evergreen or closed door, you need people to sell your membership to. That's why you always want to go with an organic content engine first, because we are right now in a trust recession. It's not 2016 anymore. Products become less and less impactful. Information is abundant, and who you buy from and how much you know, like, and trust them quickly becomes more important than the product itself. People literally copy course transcripts and ask GPT to rewrite it in an easier language and sell it. If you don't build an organic brand, good luck with that. And there's still no better place to build and grow education online business than YouTube. With almost 3 billion monthly active users and like e-learning going to 1 trillion in annual spending per year, it's crazy. You just need to be making organic content. We put majority of our focus on content strategy and content systems for our clients, and it highly depends on what kind of offer you have. It would be insane for me to try prescribing broad strategy that gets you clients. To give you an example, my price point was $29 and we had a gift-led offer. So 3 gifts just for trying it out with 2 months guarantee. This means low barrier to entry, high value. We've sold something that others sold for $5,000. We just turned that into a membership. That's why with content, we went with broad topics, solving small problems, focusing on getting views, not niching down, and calling people to action early in the videos because how small this ask was. Just try it out. Keep the gifts. Overall, that's the reason why membership is a great product to have as a creator influencer. Like artists or travel on the entertaining side, or like Luke's maxing on the educational side. It's literally how streamers monetize as well, right? The tactical top secret here is that you'll get sick of yourself repeating the same things over and over before anyone starts to recognize you. So you stick to 5 core problems and attack them in different angles. If you're hammering them over and over again, you'll eventually hit someone and they'll keep coming back. Then when your organic engine is spinning and actually bringing new members and your churn is good, then we can put nitro in and fuel it with paid ads funnel, which is scaling strategy number 4. The strategy that works best here is some kind of low ticket tripwire. You run ads to a small product that solves one very specific pain point related to your core offer. After they buy, you upsell them by offering 3 free gifts just for trying out the membership that solves the problem they just showed you they want to solve. I've made a full video about that actually in my channel. The beauty is that those people have card in their hand, they care about the topic and are willing to pay to solve that problem. And if you break even on the front end, you can really scale up the ad spend very aggressively. This is exactly what I did to scale my membership very, very quick, even without any high ticket on the back end. And this is where the real leverage lives, on the high ticket backend. I'd be very surprised to see that 1% of people that bought your core offer didn't buy the 3K offer you put in front of them, if it's a great offer, of course. And odds are in your favor here. With 100 new monthly members, if just 2 of them buy your 5K program, which is not that hard to find among people that actually showed you they're interested, that's turning your 20K per month offer into a 30K per month offer. There's no cost to acquire these clients. They're warm, they apply. You don't have to shove the offer down their throat or hard sell them on a sales call. You have 2 ways you can go here. You can or go for a call or direct to checkout. If you have a sales call, higher percent of people you pitch the offer will join, but you will have much less people to actually see what the offer is about. So test putting a high ticket offer on the checkout page with an optional book a call button for anyone that needs it. That way you don't deal with any calendar reschedules, no shows, and literally 10 times more people will see the offer. So you can add 10K per month on top of it all just by setting up some proper system and automations. So what are the first principles that matter more than anything else when it comes to growing your membership to 25K or more? One, your product and model must fit the market. It's gonna be really hard if you're fighting against your buyer's natural buying behavior. Great example is Adobe. They managed to change the subscription. Everyone hated it, but they grew more than ever just because the product was so crucial in people's lives. Subscription was a better model for them, and you want to confirm that that's the right model for you. Two, if the membership is right fit, retention is your holy grail. You can't scale hard if your members are not staying for at least 7 months minimum. You need to fix this before you scale acquisition, or you'll burn yourself to the ground. Three, the quickest, easiest lever for real money is in the backend. Membership gets you to 10 or 30,000 a month. The backend gets you to 50 or more per month. Ideally, you plan for both at the start. And four, organic content is the main engine of attention you turn into cash. You can put in nitro with paid ads, but organic content is what builds trust and warms up your audience. This is where you would be spending 80% of your attention with us after we got everything in place. That's why if you're sitting anywhere between 3,000 to 15,000 a month and you don't want to spend next years trying to duct tape all of this together and would like us to install the systems for you, we'll audit and rebuild your offer, your funnel, and install an organic content system in your business to get you to 20, 30K per month or more. You can apply in the first link in the description if that's something you'd want plugged into your business. But if you're not ready yet, in this video, I'll show you 4 simple steps if you want to grow your info business with content on YouTube.